We understand plenty. And I think I've shown your police department I understand plenty. And I'm tired of hearing you guys act like the citizens do not understand what's going on in here. So there's no accountability from the bottom up. There's no accountability from the top down. The chief wants to move ahead, and we've kept the CPRB mired in process while people keep getting beat up.
Public comment.
My name is Michael, Lawrence Accountability. I'm going to go through this quick. I put a packet up at each one of you table at the beginning of the meeting. These are a series of open records. We do know what's going on, guys. And I thank you guys for appreciating Mandy. This is the prosecutor dismissing the case against me without prejudice. This is the case where I got my ass kicked and then I was the only one charged. Dismissed without prejudice, claiming that 3 officers couldn't be there. This is an open record where they blotted out the case number, a public document. The case number should be a public record, I believe, isn't it? That's what I thought. Trent? No? Third page, Douglas County Sheriff Department and the LPD cooperating in their investigation of us. Ms. Larson and Mr. Finkelda, I want you to pay attention to the 4th page. This is Adam Heffley taking Squire's word that everybody was good. Nobody was beat up. It was all okay. Wasn't even me. I never even met the guy. I still don't know his full name, but it was all good. At the same time, Adam Heffley doesn't even know what his damned IA Pro password is. So how much oversight is there over OPA when the chief doesn't even know his damn password? Irby wants personal service in the 5th email. I didn't want personal service. I was screaming for somebody to take responsibility for some accountability in this town. Ryan Halstead, the one that let Neff off, his supervisor in Patrol Division. Instead of having OPA do investigations, we have Patrol Division do them. But Ryan Halstead wants to give me a police junior badge. These are the jokes that I talked about that they put in their private emails that they don't think anybody's going to see. They're still investigating me. This is the YouTube channel. They're investigating people that leave comments on my YouTube channel. Are you kidding me? Andrea Harvey making jokes. It's a real viewing pleasure. God, I'm so irritated with this crap. I've been screaming to you guys for a year, asking for help with the police department. And while the chief wants to look ahead, we just all treat the asshole like he is, you know, and then tell everybody everything's okay and let's look forward. I am dedicated. This is the only email that got something correct. This person, Andrea Haney, picked it out. I am dedicated. Won't go away. Myron Grady, another officer. He has thoughts, but they're probably not very productive. In emails that I get in open records. We talked about the $90 an hour that Trent over there got paid. There's the fluff. I got 3 pages that look like that and all that. $90 an hour. $90 an hour that cost. I asked for all records on Cora fees, how much had been charged. Got no documents available, no responsive records. I changed the wording on that request and asked for all, records sufficient to identify. Guess how much that one costs? $10,000 is what they want to find out how much this city has charged for Cora in the last 7 years. $10,000.
Time.
The last one, and I am going to go over on this one because this one's important. This is the EMT exoneration, saying that EMTs that transported a man strapped to a gurney face down against known policy, that they did it because the man requested to be treated that way. When was the last time you saw an arrestee get to make requests of how he got transported? Bullshit is what that is.
Thank you.
I'm going to come back next week and we're going to do Okay. Community Police Review Board. Brandon, you said we've been working on this for about 2 years. We're about to have another task group come back with some more recommendations. We had a Citygate study that came with a lot of recommendations. And they identified the trust issues. You guys are going to have another working group come with recommendations. I brought 2 different citizens in here to you guys, and I've sent it to you in video. Has any of you even asked OPA about those? You guys want to talk about the CPRB, what they can do? We've had them hamstrung for the last couple of years. But did any of you guys even contact anybody at the police department and ask them about these people that I've showed you getting beat up? So how much do we really care about the CPRB? We've had it mired in process. Jane Gibson resigned. I think she'd be a hell of a facilitator. At least we know she wouldn't be bought and paid for by the LPD. But now instead of having the Police Review Board doing their work, we're going to include the chief of police, a couple people from the police union. How many other police officers are we exactly going to include into this? They're the problem, guys. They're the reason that I came in here so pissed off earlier. Was because I've been battling with these people for 1.5 years trying to get some accountability. I come from the bottom up. I come inside the department from the bottom up, from the street level police. I talk to the sergeants. They all know what I'm doing. I come from the bottom up to the OPA process. They exonerate everything. Our acting chief was participating in it. Our new chief wants to just look forward. So I came out and I come back in from the top down. I go to commissioners and I find out that it would be inappropriate for them to get involved with the day-to-day employment of certain police officers. They say that's more of why they hire the city manager. So I go to Craig, and I'm sorry, Craig, but you're the consummate bureaucrat. You just keep chugging along. That's what you told me. We constantly keep trusting these department heads to do what they're not doing. So there's no accountability from the bottom up. There's no accountability from the top down. The chief wants to move ahead, and we've kept the CPRB mired in process while people keep getting beat up. Last week, I was over here at the court and watched the guy that got thrown off his porch, assaulted by the police. They stalked his house. I talked to y'all about this several times. He pled guilty to interference with a police officer. That's a secondary charge, guys.
Time.
That's how our justice system works here. So the CPRB task force work group, any of you got the nuts to put me on that task force?
Who has public comment on this item? Chris Flowers.
Hi, this is Chris Flowers, and I was gonna say, I hope you do put Michael on the board. Some of us who are critical about how the criminal justice system works are against all these cops being on this board. So if we're gonna have something about the cops being on the board, I want a citizen who knows their tricks and is gonna call them out on their BS. So I would 100% like Michael to be on the board. Also,